All right, good day. Welcome along to the 2025 Roller Derby World Cup here in Innsbruck, Austria, hosted by Fearless Bruisers of Innsbruck. We are on the SISU Mouthguards track number 2. This is game number 12. Featuring Argentina taking on Ireland. I'm Biff Mix-a-Lot. I am joined by...
I'm Kaboom.
All right. And you just come off the track.
Yeah, a few hours ago.
Yeah. Okay, we'll take a minute. We'll run through the lineups here for these two teams. First, skating for Argentina.
Skating for Argentina, got 0-3 Timas, 1-3 Capitan Barbosa, number 1-4 Vico, number 1-8 Renatoriada, 2-7 Baioli, 3-1-1-3 Mancuso, the captain 4-5 Maki, 4-6 Toti, 4-9-6 Wari, 7 Reo, 7-3 Obrero, 8-4 Persephone, 8-7 Flor, 9-5 Manija, 9 Loba. They are aided on the bench by Adone, Optimus Squad, and Ostra Sinistra.
Okay, skating in green for Team Ireland. Number 101, Powell. Number 189, A. Lowcock. Number 25, Sinn Payne. Number 3, McGrath. Number 42, Dana Scurry. Number 490, Fiona Carton. Number 54, Argy Bargy. Number 55, Spin. Number 7, Sarah McMillan. Number 74, Verney. Number 8, Shanak. Number 83, Snowden. Number 858, Malice in Chains. Number 94, Ola Fitzpatrick. And number 999, Thorne. Bench staff for Team Ireland is Baistor Cooney, Coach Al, Coach O'Herney, and Coach Rebel.
And our non-skidding and skidding officials for this game: Awkward Moment, Barba, Bureaucrat, Charlie Chaperone, Frankenherder, Franka Fratura, Geonitter, Goosebumps, Jennifer Russell, Liz Oyu, Speedy Convalescence, and Don Scorleone, Jack Kirksogood, Lise, Polly, Shrimp and Roll, Sui, Tatoi, and Tiny Tanium. So, Biff, these teams actually met in a friendly in the run-up for the World Cup in 2018. Argentina came over, played Ireland, and Argentina won 298-59.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, each of these teams has contested all 3 of the previous World Cups. Argentina fared a little better than Ireland. Argentina was number 13 in 2011, number 8 in 2014, and number 8 in 2018. Ireland came out of the 2011 World Cup in Toronto, number 10. They were 14th in Dallas in 2014, and they made the round of 16 in Manchester 2018.
Yeah, Argentina had a very hard road to go in 2018. They beat the brakes off the Netherlands 233-10. Then they fell to Australia, USA, Canada, and Finland and Sweden. So
they played all the best teams in that tournament.
Played all the best teams and still managed to place 8th. So this is an incredibly strong team.
Okay, we got skaters lining up, and we're ready to get this bout underway. Argentina again skating in white, Ireland in green. First to the jammer line, the WFTDI jammer line. It's number 87 Flor for Argentina, and number 83 Snowden for Ireland. Snowden, also known by the derby name Dashing Trudy Snow, as a skater for Dublin Roller Derby. And Dublin Roller Derby supplying the bulk of the roster for Team Ireland. And you would also find that Dos por Cuatro, the team that made the big breakthrough for Latin America at the 2019 championships, they are providing the bulk of the roster for Team Argentina.
This Team Argentina team, we're seeing a lot of longtime skaters from Dos por Cuatros, Timas, Maki, Reo, lots of people who competed in that last champs appearance. So it is, let me tell you, it is loud in this venue.
And
there's two tracks here. There's a track here. And the host, Austria, is playing France right now on the other track. We're ready to get about the action.
It's about as close to an intense regional rivalry you can get because the noise is something to behold. If you're not here in Innsbruck, 5 tracks for the Derby. This game is underway. Block pack advancing slowly between the jammer line and pivot line. No breakthroughs yet for either team. Ireland holding down the front of the pack. Floor picks up lead jammer. She is quickly reabsorbed into the pack.
Long drawback there by 45. That's Maki, the captain for Argentina.
Orla Fitzpatrick did a good job reabsorbing Floor into the pack, drawing her back. Fitzpatrick, the captain, draws the first penalty of the game, and she is headed to the SISU Mouthguards penalty box.
And Paoli just doing huge work there, knocking to the outside.
Okay, Floor picks up 4 points. First points of the game to Argentina. Ireland has done the star pass.
Oh, and a nice little deposit there on the outside there by Persephone.
In the meantime, Floor collects another 4 points for Argentina. Pack massed around the pivot line. Ireland's pivot unable to escape. As Floor continues the scoring run, that's a third 4-point scoring pass for Argentina. They have 12. Argy Bargy with the jammer star as the pivot for Ireland. Contained in an Argentinian tripod, the apex of turns 1 and 2.
And Argentina just doing a fantastic job here. Now waterfalling here in that apex. A few whistles going out. Multiplayer is going to send in Ireland's skater to the box.
In the meantime, Floor collects another 4. She's now on a 5th scoring pass. Argy Bargy finally breaks free of the pack for Ireland. And that will force Floor to call the jam. And Team Argentina with a statement 20-0 in jam number 1.
Huge effort there by Argentina to put those initial points on the board.
And we are on the SISU Mouthguards track. Smash hard, skate harder. SISU Mouthguards has your back and your teeth. SISU is the official mouthguard of the Roller Derby World Cup.
Ray on the line up against Powell. Ray are able to spread out this pack. Gets lead, excuse me, spoke too soon.
Yet.
Yep, I saw a multiplayer. That's the whistle I heard.
Yeah.
Now lead.
Stretch the pack to its breaking point and breaks free. Lead jam status goes to Argentina once again. Powell still in the pack for Ireland.
Woo, nice little spin move by Rayo.
Ireland sheds another blocker. And at some point, Powell picked up a penalty, so Argentina is on the power jam. And Powell will start this 3rd jam in the penalty box with less than 10 seconds on the penalty. Argentina the benefit of a power jam start. And that is number 496, Wari. And Argentina the 4-on-2 pack advantage. Jam is underway. Wari quickly through. Lead jammer for Argentina. Powell has returned from the penalty box and yet to complete an initial pass. She gets stacked up at the pivot line. Wari through. That's 4 points for Argentina.
Wari doing a great job just coming through. Sucking out and a quick star pass here. Number 94. That's Orla Fitzpatrick.
Orla Fitzpatrick, team captain for Ireland. Seeing quite a bit of action early on. Argentina collects a total of 7 points on that jam. They lead 31-0. Loba to the jammer line for Argentina. Ireland sends number 55, Spin. SISU penalty box currently empty.
There's actually someone standing there.
Oh, okay.
Yes, but now it's empty.
Loba with the most forward progress. Ireland sets up a tripod at the front of the pack. That's held down by McGraw at the front.
So just digging in there by Loba and getting a Cess lead, starting off that last hit from the pivot.
McGraw was not eager to let her go. And spin is out of the pack for Ireland. Loba into the pack and a scoring pass for Argentina near the pivot line. And jam is called just as Powell approaches the pack. That ends the jam. 3-0 to Argentina. They lead 34-0.
Argentina doing a really good job here, forcing, holding in the back, allowing their jammer to come up and really do it on its own. Their jammers are finding a really good room, trying to work the inside of the tripod and find that room and get out.
So a new jammer to the line for Ireland. It's Shin Payne, skater for Belfast Roller Derby. Jam against number 87. That is Floor.
Nice inside line there by Floor.
And Floor just kind of like waited for the hole to open up and found a way through.
Yeah.
Shin Payne drawn back to turn 4. Floor quickly through for 4 points.
That inside line was completely unprotected.
Sometimes the blockers get so distracted by the other jammer, the opening just creates itself.
As a jammer, you love to see it.
That, unless you're the jammer in the sad place.
No.
Yeah. Floor continuing the scoring run. Shin Payne yet to complete an initial pass.
Nice little offense there by Temus.
Dana Scurry holding down the tripod for Ireland at the front.
Temus doing that quick offense again, taking advantage. Great pack awareness there.
Floor with 4 relatively hard-earned points. Ireland passing the star once again. This good time to number 54. That is Argy Bargy. Argy Bargy one time skated in Argentina. So definitely a bit of cross-pollination between these two teams. 2 skaters for Team Ireland, Shonak and Argy Bargy, skated at one time in Argentina. Manija skated at one time in Dublin, or skates for Dublin, I believe.
In Ireland, 3-star passes in 5 jams, so they're really trying to work and move and get the star out of that pack quickly.
Well, I think, you know, it's a defensive mechanism. You're trying to keep Argentina from racking up the points.
Right.
And Ireland, first time, lead jammer Powell. She's drawn back all the way to turn 4. Argentine jammer is out. That is Rayo. Rayo with velocity. And Powell, discretion being the better part of valor, calls the jam.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Ireland there, I'm not sure why you don't call that and run it long there, especially given the rankings the way that they work.
Right. I mean, you know, any points they score will benefit them at this point.
Yeah, when you're coming up to a team that's ranked a bit higher. Nonetheless, protecting points.
Wari to jam now for Argentina against Snowden of Ireland. Snowden sent into the ref lane, has to regroup. Wari, 2 blockers to beat at the front. Leaning into Orla Fitzpatrick and gets through. Lead jammer for Argentina.
Holding in the back, haven't passed the near straightaway. Wari does this lovely little hop on the outside. Temus knocking Snowden to the inside.
Snowden drawn back, takes off the helmet cover. Wari is through, picking up 4 points. Total of 8 on the jam so far. Snowden spins out of the pack. Finally, for Ireland.
It looked like a blocker did a nice little Pegasus there, or some kind of a relative of a Pegasus.
The Pegasus. Good old-fashioned, old-school roller derby right there. 11 points to Argentina, none for Ireland. They lead 57-0. So we've got spin to the jammer line for Ireland against Loba. Yeah. Number obscured by the ponytail. Jam is underway. Loba trying to find a path to the outside. Spin trying to engage Loba. But Loba hops to the inside. 2 blockers to beat at the front. McGraw holding down the pack for Ireland at the front.
I love this back wall by Argentina, just incredibly effective, shutting down any kind of daylight, shrugging off any kind of offense.
And it gives Loba time to get out of the pack, and she is lead jammer for Argentina. Loba around on a scoring pass.
On 1 foot there around the apex.
Spin getting sent through the spin cycle by Argentina.
Fantastic little bean dip there by Loba.
Loba with 8 points in hand. As the jam ended.
Yeah.
There's a bit of whistle bleed between these 2 tracks.
Yeah, I don't know if the jam ended.
Yeah, I think it is over, yeah. 8-0 to Argentina.
Yeah. And there's a timeout from Team Ireland.
As a Chrissy Crash team timeout. First of the game for Ireland.
So Ireland's still not able to put any points on the board. So the way that this tournament ranking is designed, each team is assigned an initial strength factor based on some of the prior games that have been played. But the data used from days 1 and 2 then inform the rest of the bracket in days 3 and 4. And so strength factors are set internally according to a variation on the WFTDA rankings calculator. And then spreadsheet goes brrr, and then rankings come out.
The rankings calculator, a freak in the spreadsheets.
A lady in the streets, a freak in the spreadsheets.
So anyway, we will not know the pairings for tomorrow's games until play is completed today. And you'll get to find out when the rest of us do. To the jammer line for Ireland, it's Sinn Féin. Jam against Floor of Argentina. Jam is underway. Floor easily through, lead jammer for Argentina. Sinn Féin out of the pack as well, to the delight of the crowd. Floor into the pack and a scoring pass. Sees Sinn Féin approaching, calls the jam. 3 points for Argentina, extending their lead 68-0.
Yeah, so far Argentina has no score. They have 1 scoreless jam. That's when they weren't able to pick up lead.
It was the one jam that Ireland was able to gain lead.
And
we
speaking
have
of official review.
So official review being sought by Argentina. And once we find out the details of that, we will let you know. Now is the time we cue the People's Court theme music.
What is that? The only thing that's coming into my mind is, what's the theme song that goes da na 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 na? That's not the right one.
Oh, that's Law and Order.
Oh,
SVU.
thank you. Yeah, yeah. Dun dun. I'm assuming they want a cut call on the Ireland jammer. I saw a skater from Argentina looked like they wanted a cut call.
So as this is going on, give some of our photographers time to work. Got a couple of those on screen there.
We got a fantastic photographer team. This is a huge event, Biff. There is, what, 50-some announcers?
Yes, there are a lot of us here, and we are trying to cover as many languages as we can. It'll be predominantly in English, but we do have French and German and Spanish speakers on the crew as well. I believe we have someone who's even fluent in Welsh.
Oh,
so that might come in handy for the Wales games.
Okay, we have some details.
So they were trying to get a cut track penalty on green 424. Not the jammer. However, on the jammer. However, they at the immediate entry, their foot and hips were behind the other jammer, the other skater, but the other skater was moving backwards.
Wonderful. So, and a second lead here
for Powell.
Yes.
To the great delight of the audience. The crowd goes wild. Powell on a scoring pass. Argentina with the star pass to number 15, or number
45.
45.
Yes,
That's Maki, the captain. 4 points for Powell. Ireland will be on the scoreboard.
First star pass we've seen from Argentina.
So Powell in the pack, a second scoring run for Ireland. Maki has completed an initial pass for Argentina. And Maki sent to the penalty box. Ireland is on the power jam.
Ireland needs this right now.
Powell drawn back to the pivot line. Gets an escort. Gets sent to the infield. Will have to draw back. Powell calls the jam. And Ireland will get the benefit of a power jam start. That's the first 8 points of the game for Ireland.
Really nice statement here for Ireland, able to cut that drought in jam 10.
Well, that definitely shifts the math in their favor. I don't know exactly what the strength factors were going into the game, but this is definitely more favorable than 72-0.
Yeah, absolutely.
So 83, the jammer for Ireland, that is Snowden. And Snowden is through, lead jammer for Ireland. Pack retreats into turn 4. Snowden on a scoring pass.
Snowden coming here.
Penalty to Mackey is completed.
And a little bump there. Able to keep, and a track cut goes to Maki.
Picks up the track cut. 4 points for Snowden. Blockers reorganizing turns 3 and 4. Snowden into the pack. 2 blockers to beat at the front, spun to the infield.
Snowden doing a really good job here, doing some nice footwork with the quickness,
Snowden,
knocked to the outside.
Big draw back by Persephone. And the jam is called. 3 more points for Ireland, a 7-0 jam, and they have narrowed the gap to 72-15.
And Ireland opting to freeze Maki in the box for yet another jam.
So the jammer is spin for Ireland. Again, a power jam start thanks to the penalty to Maki. And we have a team timeout called by Argentina. And if nothing else, that's giving Mackey another breather in the penalty box.
Yeah. And I think this is Argentina's first timeout. This crowd is going wild. There's lots of Ireland
I see
flags.
lots of Irish flags.
Irish flags.
And they must be getting a shout out from the in-house announcers. There is a lot of noise coming from that side of the track. France, Austria, there's definitely a lot of noise coming from that track. There's a bit more seating on that side. But Argentina leads 72-15. Ireland is on a power jam again. Spin will be the jammer. Argentina, full set of blockers to kill the penalty.
Argentina setting up, kind of spread out, now going to the back at the last second.
Spin gets, and Maki's penalty has expired.
Maki now
trying to break up a Irish tripod at the front.
Argentina doing this really good job holding in the back and able to really work with that pack definition. Multiplayer sends an Ireland skater to the box and an illegal procedure. We'll have two, and Maki getting out, getting lead jam.
Yeah, Maki gets lead jammer out of the penalty box. Ireland losing two blockers to the SISU, losing a blocker to the SISU Mouthguards penalty box. Maki quickly back around on a scoring pass now. Whistles in the pack. Jam is ended. So 3 more points for Argentina. Nothing for Ireland.
So Argentina opting to call it off a little early, I'm assuming, to give Maki some breathers, and it looks like Ireland's in the box.
Yeah, Ireland's jammer picked up a penalty.
So turnabout is fair play,
right? So Argentina with the power jam start for Wari. Wari stretches the pack quickly through, lead jammer for Argentina. Ireland down 1 blocker to kill the penalty. Wari easily passed Argy Bargy.
Team is doing this really nice thing, just absolutely messing with this tripod initially, but having the really nice pack awareness to hang back around the back tripod and not continually making pack for jammer.
Now Wari just lowered the shoulder and drove 2 blockers to the outside of the track. And Wari's collected 12 points so far. Power jam has ended now. Irish jammer out of the penalty box. And Argy Bargy is the spin is the jammer of record now and out of the pack. Wari hot on her heels. Wari calls the jam. 4 more points for Argentina. A total of 16. They lead 91-15.
Largest jam since Jam 1, in which Argentina scored 20 points. So second highest jam of the game.
And we'll return Powell to the jammer line for Ireland against Loba. Lobo with the most forward progress. Powell pops out and around. Lead jammer for Ireland.
4th lead jam for Ireland.
Powell seems to have found the path through. Powell into the pack on a scoring pass. Sent to the infield for it. Picks up a low block penalty.
Oof.
That's harsh.
Before that, Powell, of the 4 jams, Powell had gotten 3 of the leads for Ireland.
So Loba and Argentina on the power jam. This jam is going to go 2 minutes, as Powell had lead status and forfeited that once she went to the penalty box, the SISU Mouthguards penalty box.
Ireland doing a good job killing this penalty, able to really hold in and work with that pack space, even that they're stretch out in the front. Loba is not finding much space in that middle of the Irish tripod.
Powell out of the penalty box, completes a scoring pass. That's 4 points for Ireland. We now have an unsponsored palindrome score, 91-19. Powell recycled. Argentina sets up a tripod at the rear.
Dragged back here by 27 on Argentina.
That's Paoli. And jam ends.
Comes to
Shanak going
yes.
chest to chest with Loba there at the end of that jam. But that was an 8-4 jam for Ireland, and they now trail only by 95-23.
Fun little stat for Ireland. They, on all the jams that they've had, they've been multi-pass jams.
Okay. So, hey, get the points in bunches when you can.
Absolutely.
Sinn Féin, the jammer for Ireland, against number 87, Floor for Argentina. And the seas part for Floor through and lead jammer for Argentina. Sinn Féin in hot pursuit. Floor on a scoring pass into the pack at the pivot line. We have a direction of gameplay penalty in the pack. That goes to Argentina's pivot. And the jam ends 3-0 to Argentina. That extends their lead 98-23. There are 8.5 minutes remaining in the first half.
So 2-4 pack advantage for Ireland. See if they could capitalize on that.
Now spin the jammer, jamming against Rayo. Jam is underway. Spin with an assist there. One blocker to beat. Spin trying to stretch the pack. And finding the going kind of rough.
Yeah, this blocking pair up front just not showing any quarter.
Obrero, the big block to contain the spin. That allows Rayo to be lead jammer.
Yeah, Paoli doing a great job there too. Coming up front, trying to knock off. And low block, yeah, assist to Paoli.
Yep. So that jam ends 4-0 to Argentina. That'll push them past the 100-point mark. Wari with the jammer star for Argentina. Snowden, the jammer shamrock for Ireland. Jam is underway. Both jammers pushing the blocking sled towards turn one. Wari forced into the ref lane and drawn back by Darian Scurry, among others. That doesn't really buy any extra time for Snowden. But Wari gets through and is lead, finally gets through and is lead jammer for Argentina.
Wari just lowering their shoulder and just bowling over an Argentina iron blocker here.
So RG Bargy receives the jammer helmet cover for Ireland. He catches and passes in the pack before Wari calls the jam.
Ooh, 1 point.
And RG Bargy stealing a point for Ireland. 3 points for Wari and Argentina. They lead 105-24. And Powell back to the jammer line. Probably Ireland's most productive jammer to this point of the game. Jam against Loba of Argentina.
Oh, here we go.
Powell, one blocker to beat. Powell gets reabsorbed by Capitan Barbosa.
And now Persephone is sent to the box. And I think that was
that might have confused Powell a bit.
I think that was the last one to beat, but Powell is playing it very, very safe. Recycles behind the entire pack.
But in any case, still no lead jammer. Powell with the most forward progress, getting an assist there from McGraw.
And McGraw here just making pack in the front, but trying to really spring Powell here.
Powell leaning heavily on the toe stops at the front.
Persephone just coming up to help like a bat out of hell from the box. Pack now at Morass around turn 2.
Yeah, 1 minute in, still no lead jammer. Powell almost made all the progress necessary, but got dumped to the inside at the very last second. Whistles in the pack.
Cut assess to Thorne.
Loba.
A high block now assists to Loba. So this will be a power jam for Ireland. Powell takes the hat off, even though no lead assessed. So this one will go for the 2 minutes, regardless of what anyone wants.
Powell unable to get the handoff done to McGraw. And McGraw receives the jammer cover, takes off. We have a power jam for Ireland. Pack frozen at the exit of turn 3 and 4. Jam times out with the Argentina jammer frozen in the penalty box. So a 0-0 jam. Score remains frozen, 105-24.
Only the second 0-0 jam of the game.
Pointless, though not scoreless. Sinn Féin, the jammer for Ireland, with the benefit of the power jam start. And we're now at less than 10 seconds in the penalty to Loba. Pack at the jammer line. Sinn Féin trying to find a way out. Sinn Féin sent to the infield. Argentina trying to draw them back.
Yeah, that's Pioli drawing back. Pioli doing work this game. Lead going to Loba.
So Loba around on a scoring pass. Tamey's trying to act as a wrecking ball for Argentina on Loba's benefit.
They saw Argy knocking Loba to the inside. Star pass here now to Argy.
So an Argy trying to pry apart the Argentine tripod at the front. McMillan drawing back the Argentine jammer, Loba. They actually seem to be locking down on one another here at the latter stages of the first half.
Huge drawn out pack here from the pivot line to turn 2.
Rea Torniata holding down the front of the pack for Argentina. Argy is through. Just the initial pass, no lead status assessed.
No.
Oh.
A forearm sends Loba to the
Another
box.
penalty to Loba. And Argy on the scoring run now for Ireland. And the power jams, the jam times out. And Ireland picking up 2 points. 4 points for Argentina. Score stands 109-26. And we are under a minute remaining in the half.
Here's a fun stat, Biff. So Argentina has 2 jammers that have been in the game for 3 jams consecutively due to penalties. That is Maki and Loba. That is a rare stat.
Yeah. I think I've seen it happen with 4 jams before.
Oh, Lord.
Spin the jammer for Ireland. Argentina setting up a tripod.
Ireland goading in the back. Trying to go Pioli, but lets her go. Loba back in the mix. And a
Loba
dip.
ducks around the outside past Thorne. And Loba out of the box, lead jammer for Argentina. Spin tucks away the helmet cover. Gets bounced around to the inside. Loba through for 4 points for Argentina.
Calls it off. Looks like there's a little confusion, little whistle bleed. And 4 more points go up to Argentina as we go into the half.
So anyway, so that we have a halftime score right now. Argentina 113, Ireland 26. So teams retreat to their benches.
So really exciting game. Even thinking about the friendly here that they played in the run-up to 2018, which the differential was about, 6-1? If my announcer math serves me right, which probably doesn't.
So it's around 5. It's less than 5-1.
So less than 5-1. Here they're keeping up a little bit. It's about a 4-1 differential. So we're going to take 14 minutes, get back to you.
All right.
And we'll return.
Those of you who are watching surreptitiously from work, go refill your coffee. And we'll be back in a few minutes.
See you then.
Hey, I'm Lauren Much, and I wear the S1 Lifer helmet with medium rad liners. I've always felt supported by S1. I always appreciate how they've adapted along as the sport has evolved. I trust the gear, and I love wearing S1 gear.
First rule of SISU is, wearing a mouth guard is cool. Say the word. SISU! Second rule of SISU is, use a thin mouth guard, not a big old gummy one. Say the word. SISU! Third rule, pick your SISU style. Fourth rule, talk, breathe, drink, easily. SISU, SISU, SISU! The final rule of SISU is, unlike others, you've got up to 20 times to remold it. Who's got SISU? SISU!
They call it a sport, but we know better. It's a symphony of dedication, grit, and heart. Tuned to one another in a composition of chaos on a stage built for progress. Athlete-driven innovation from the first whistle to the final score. Every hit, every fall, every win, every loss, every team, every season, every body. We've got you covered.
When it comes to roller derby gear that is trusted worldwide, Spank Alley has been in the game since day one, and we're still leading the pack. Our armbands are the strongest, most trusted on the market, with 3 styles that stay put through every jam, hit and hustle. And guess what? Spank Alley jerseys are here. Ref, Pride and Team styles. Velcro friendly, high quality and custom made for everybody. Ready to level up? Hit us up on socials or head to spankalley.com to place your order. Because in roller derby, if you want to be the best, you better wear the best.
Hey, I'm Lily Gaskell. I rock the Lifer Visor helmet in standard sizing liners in size large. I've always worn S1 helmets up until really recently, and I've started rocking the visor now because I've hit my nose and you don't know what's going to happen until it happens. And so the innovation of the protection of the visor has just been, I'm never going back. I'm always going to rock a visor now.
As we're ready to get back underway here in the second half. Flora, the jammer for Argentina, jamming against number 83, Snowden.
And
Florida
lead having the most points in the first half with 38. Snowden having 8.
Yeah, Flora picks up where she left off. Lead jammer for Argentina. Snowden handing off the jammer star to number 94. That's Orla Fitzpatrick, the team captain for Ireland. And just to reset, Ireland skating in green, Argentina, the white jerseys, blue trim, black shorts. Jam is called after 4 points for Flor. That extends Argentina's lead to 117-26.
The other lead scorers for Argentina, Wari with 37, Loba with 23, Rayo with 8. For Ireland, Powell with 16, Snowden with 8, and Shin with 2.
So new jammer to line for Ireland, number 858, Malison Chains. Jamming against Rayo. Malison Chains one blocker to beat at the front, but gets held up long enough for Rayo to pick up lead jammer status for Argentina. Malison Chains to the penalty box. So Argentina on the power jam now. Second jam of the second half. Rayo into the pack. Rayo chest to chest with number 74 and number 169. That's A. Lowcock.
It's a forearm.
Rayo completes the scoring pass. 4 points for Argentina. 3-on-3 in the pack now. Each team down one blocker to the SISU Mouthguards penalty box. We're on the SISU Mouthguards track number 2. Penalty to Totti for Argentina. Penalty to Malice in Chains has expired. Rayo waits to the very last second to call the jam before Malice in Chains can get to the pack and score points. That's an 8-0 jam for Argentina.
Yeah, this is the first time I think we've seen this pack even get to this side of the track.
Yeah, they should be paying rent in front of the benches at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been mostly a game played between the start line and the pivot line.
Yeah, we get Wari to the WFTDI jammer line for Argentina against Shin Payne. And Wari breaks free from Orla Fitzpatrick, picks up lead for Argentina.
Nice little one-footed hop there on the inside.
Wari, just a very powerful skater.
Yeah, absolutely.
It takes the full Ireland pack to even remotely contain Wari. Shin Payne still in the pack between the jammer line and the pivot line.
Argentina doing a really good job here, holding in the back here in that space between the start line and the pivot line, really forcing that Ireland pack to get pushed out in the front.
So Shin Payne has handed off the jammer star to number 54, that is Argy Bargy. Argy Bargy, a frequent recipient of the Jammer Shamrock for Ireland.
Yeah, Argy Bargy was able to receive 4 star passes, their 4th of the game. There's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 star passes from Ireland in this game.
So we are on to jam number 3, or jam number 3.
This jam
Powell,
number
the
4.
jammer for Ireland. Powell, probably Ireland's most productive jammer in the first half. And Powell breaks around the outside, lead jammer for Ireland. Powell in on a scoring pass. Loba, the jammer for Argentina. Loba struggling to get out. But Argentina's locked down around Powell. Powell forced to the infield.
Powell 4 of 6 on leads.
Loba, jammer cover in hand. Powell gets tripped up on the way through the pack, bounces back up.
Forearm's going to send Pioli to the box. Powell is still working.
Two blockers at the back.
Nice
Powell thought she was going to break free there.
Nice little knocked on the inside on Ranatoriana de.
Powell finds a path around. Powell almost out.
Oh, and
a track cut.
Yeah.
So out a bit too recklessly, perhaps.
Yeah, the pivot for Argentina went down, and Powell got a little too excited there.
Jam will time out. Powell was able to collect 4 points before reporting to the penalty box. And Argentina unable to complete the initial pass.
First points on the board for Ireland in the second half. So able to put some points on the board earlier than the first half, in which they didn't score until jam 10.
Argentina was in the 70s before Ireland scored.
That's right.
Powell in the SISU Mouthguard penalty box for Ireland. Floor, the jammer for Argentina. Floor gets lead. Blockers reorganizing in turn 1. Floor on a scoring pass. And Orla Fitzpatrick, the nice hit on Floor, and draws Floor all the way back behind the pivot line.
Yeah, Floor trying to, Powell trying to skate by on one, like 7. Floor trying to skate by on one skate on backwards. Not finding it though.
Not always easy. But the penalty to Powell is over. Argentina losing one of their blockers to the penalty box.
Floor not having a lot of. Ooh, maybe I spoke too soon.
Yep. We've invoked the commentator's blessing on Floor there.
I know. Really mixing it up, not cursing.
Yeah. Floor, but no.
A track cut on Floor.
Well,
maybe.
Not sure what we call that, but Floor is going to the penalty box for a track cut. We as the announcers disclaim any responsibility for that.
I think we monkey pawed her, honestly.
So Orla Fitzpatrick now with the jammer helmet cover for Ireland.
So there was a handoff, but looked like Fitzpatrick then tossed it on the ground.
It showed on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
And now I think the handoff has finally taken place.
Yeah.
Jam is timed out. Somebody from Argentina is being assessed a direction of gameplay penalty. Argentina able to collect 3 more points. It's a 7-0 jam for Argentina.
So our fantastic producer, Maeve, just passed another stat to us. So Ireland had 3 star passes and 5 jams in the first period and in the second period.
Okay. So spin the jammer for Ireland. Spin out of the pack, lead jammer for Ireland.
Second lead jam in the half for Ireland. Quick star pass
quick star
here.
pass for Argentina. And this goes to Persephone, number 84. Pack speeds up. This is almost like 2010 Derby right now.
Yeah, we're taking it back.
Spin, but yeah, this is we're in a roller derby game and a speed skating meet just broke out. Persephone caught and passed spin. Each jammer with 4 points.
Little jammer action here. Spin hits Persephone.
Yeah. And Persephone around the outside while the blockers are distracted by spin. That's 4 points for Argentina. Persephone through for a 3rd scoring pass.
Persephone does a little side surfing here around turn 1.
Spin calls the jam after collecting 3 additional points. 7 total on the jam for Ireland, but Argentina picks up 12. And the score stands now 152-37.
Yeah, really successful star pass here by Argentina. Just getting Persephone out of the pack, and she's able to put up in positive on that differential.
So Snowden back to the jammer line for Ireland against Loba of Argentina. Snowden with about the most forward progress. But Loba hops on the toe stops, gets out, lead jammer for Argentina. Argentina doing a great job of regrouping around Snowden, but Snowden able to break free. And that'll necessitate the call off of the jam. Argentina able to collect 3 points. So a 3-0 jam for Argentina. Their lead extends to 155-37.
Argentina only having 2 star passes in this game. So the fact that they're able to pass as Persephone with that quickness is really a testament to how much they probably practiced that.
They have, I said, but Argentina has had lead most of the jams. They haven't needed to hand off the jammer star. And Malice in Chains picks up lead, gets reabsorbed into the pack, and we do it all over again. Floor, the jammer for Argentina. Floor is out, eligible now to score points. Malice in Chains having to deal with the full might and power of the Argentine pack.
So, Malice in Chains, not realizing she's lead, took the hat off, lost lead.
So we are going 2 minutes in this jam.
Woo!
Floor going pass for pass against Malice in Chains.
Malice in Chains tries to do a little inside apex jump. It's caught by Capitan Barbosa.
Malice in Chains doing some great work to spin past Toti. That's 4 points for Ireland. Some great agility there from Malice in Chains at the front of to get through the front of the pack.
Floor now being sent to the box for a penalty. And I think that's Floor's first jammer penalty of the game.
So Malice in Chains on the power jam now for Ireland. Argentina setting up 3 blockers at the front. Thorn trying to spring Malice in Chains free.
Excellent penalty kill here from Argentina as Floor comes back in from the box. A little push to the inside though.
A Lowcock.
Yeah.
Do a nice little chip block on Floor there. And Malice in Chains. No, that's not Malice in Chains in the penalty box. It was A Lowcock. Jam time's out. Argentina 4, Ireland 8. Score stands now 159 to 45. And we'll get Shin Payne to the jammer line when action resumes. We have a team timeout for Argentina.
Crash course team timeout, trying to reset. So Argentina still with a very comfortable lead, but the game is getting a lot faster than it has been.
Yeah, I think I think each team's kind of figuring out the other team's blocking schemes a little bit, and there's a little more ability to create traffic on the track.
We've had 3 jams this half where the jammer has gotten lead and they have lost lead. 2 for Ireland, 1 for Argentina. So it's only jam 8, and we have a quarter of this half that has already passed. So some long, long jams.
And we have the wave going on the other track.
Oh, it's a huge crowd here. So,
and I think the crowd on our track is finally getting the message that there's a wave going on.
Right.
It's one continuous bank of stands that, if you sit high enough up, you can see both tracks and what's going on.
Right. So that third jam, that jam was the third jam which Ireland have scored more than Argentina.
Okay. Hey, progress. Small victories.
Just chipping away.
Yep.
We've got a minivan jam with Ireland.
Ireland sitting in the front seat, the kids all in the back.
Yes.
All the blockers and the jammers.
And a small official timeout for reasons unbeknown to us.
All right. Shin Payne to jam against Rayo. And Rayo unlatches the car seat, pops out, lead jammer for Argentina.
Child lock was not on.
It was not.
Looks like we have a quick star pass here in 94.
That's
Orla Fitzpatrick.
Yep. Captain. Rayo juts around, picked up 4 points on a second scoring pass. And Rayo is through for scoring pass number 2. Rayo calls the jam. 8-0 to Argentina. 14:36 remaining in the game. And we'll get Powell back to the jammer line for Ireland, jamming against Wari. It's been an interesting jammer pairing. Wari going chest to chest with a low cock, gets through, picks up lead.
Lovely little side surf there.
There's a lot of hard contact leading up to that. Wari gets through, 4 points. Powell stuck between two blockers at the back. And Wari is through again. Second scoring. Oh, Wari picks up a penalty. And that is going to put Ireland on the power jam. McGrath received the star pass and is now on a scoring pass for Ireland.
I think this is the first time McGraw has taken the star.
Yeah, McGraw is frequently lining up as the pivot. Was not a regular recipient of the star pass.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So McGraw with 4 points. Wari frozen in the penalty box with 4. McGraw, second scoring pass.
Oh.
And McGraw is sent out. Drawn back by Paoli.
Really great work from Toti, too, in guarding that outside line.
Pack and retrograde to between turns 2 and 3. McGraw restarts the scoring pass for Ireland. Neither jammer with lead status, so this jam is going 2 minutes.
Track cut assessed to an
Oh,
Argentine
Wari,
jammer.
the apex jump. That's 4 points for Argentina. 12 quick points for Wari. McGraw out as well. That's 8 for Ireland on the jam. Wari tries to Pegasus through the inside of turn 4. McGraw spins around the outside of the pack, picks up 4 as the jam ends. Wari collected 3 more. A 15-12 jam for Argentina. They lead 182-57.
Largest scoring jam of the game for Ireland.
And probably the biggest combined total of both teams in one jam.
And Maeve is noting that it's the highest scoring jam on a star pass.
Jam is underway, and we have lead jammer for Ireland. That is Snowden. Snowden quickly around on a scoring pass. Snowden jamming against Loba of Argentina. Snowden getting an assist from Argy Bargy at the front, and Snowden is forced to the inside. Oh, and Snowden picks up a track cut penalty.
Yeah, looks like one person got a little too excited re-entering. So this will be another 2-minute jam, of which we've had quite a few in this half.
Yeah, and Loba had removed the jammer cover for Argentina. I mean, it was kind of irrelevant. She couldn't get lead anyway. But Loba is through and eligible to score points. And on the power jam for Argentina. Each team with 3 blockers in the pack. Loba on a scoring pass now.
Loba almost re-entering, but great job from Dana Scurry and scurrying back, preventing that action.
And the penalty to Snowden has expired.
All things considered, a pretty reasonable penalty kill. I think only 4 points scored here in an initial.
Argy Bargy, Orla Fitzpatrick trying to contain Loba.
Scurry trying to get a penalty here. Not doing so. Both of these packs really just gumming up turn 3. And the jam dies of natural causes. 4-4 jam.
All that sound and fury signifying 8 points. Argentina leads 186-61. We are under 10 minutes to play in the game. We get spin back to the jammer line for Ireland against, that is number 87, Floor. Floor met with a tripod at the front. Argy Bargy holding down the front of the pack. Thorne trying to work with the Ireland's jammer.
Persephone just bumps out, plays this quick offense.
And spin is out, lead jammer for Ireland. Argentina does the star pass, something they don't do very often. It's handed off to Maki, the captain. And Maki is in hot pursuit. Maki into the pack to score points. In the meantime, spin has collected 4 points for Ireland. And McGraw off the track.
Oh, and McGraw.
Spin on one knee.
Spin just jumping that
4
apex.
points for Ireland.
Lovely move there.
Maki mired in the pack on a second scoring pass, but in the meantime, spin on her way around. Met with much more resistance this time.
I like this call of Ireland running it long. Last time, Maki took a star pass, ended up in the box for 2 jams, and had to stay on the track for 3.
So Maki finally out, has collected 4 points for Argentina. Spin calls the jam.
Oh Lord!
And we have some.
Oh nope. Nope.
Shonak picks up an injury to end the jam.
Yeah, that was actually friendly fire there. Thankful for our medics and volunteer team here.
And it takes a lot of volunteers to put this kind of an event on.
Yeah, this is probably the largest event I've been to. Maybe kind of rivals RollerCon. There's so many people here.
And we'll have an official review. And the official review is being sought by Argentina. And once we find out the details, that will pass. We'll be happy to pass them along.
So Ireland has had 5 leads of the last 9 jams. And yeah, I mean, they have been really trying to come up with closing on this differential. So in the first half, they scored 26 points. And this half, they scored 73 minus 26, which
that's
is more.
47.
Thank you for doing that math. So really coming up, and this is so effectively they're outscoring relative to their first half points, and Argentina is not progressing at the same rate. Effectively, right. Yes.
So they sit at 194-73. This is an improvement on the previous game between these two teams.
Yeah, that's
at least
right.
From Ireland's perspective.
Yeah.
And so that should stand them in good stead for future games as we progress through this tournament.
Yeah, 100%. And it looks like the game on track 1 has just concluded. People are cheering quite loud for there.
Yeah, looks like they're getting ready for the handshake laps over there. But still plenty of enthusiasm over here on track number 2. Now we do see a couple of Argentine flags there in the audience.
We have a few Argentine flags, a few Irish flags. Lots of green and red. Or is that orange?
Orange, yeah.
Okay. So the officials are convening with team captains. We should have more information very soon. This game is, these jams are so long. It is only jam 13 and we have 7.5 minutes left.
We have had a few go the full 2 minutes to, die of natural causes, as it were.
All right, we're about to get some information on that official review.
They were trying to get a contract penalty on the jammer when their skater was running back on the outside of their last one. It was the last jam that Walker was behind them and wasn't in front of the jammer when they started running back. Tina called it on Ireland.
So Argentina was trying to get a cut track call on the Ireland jammer, and since there's no one in the box, they were not successful.
So they lose their review. Ryo jamming now against Shin Pain. Ryo stretches the pack, breaks out, picks up leads for Argentina. McMillan, the last line of defense there for Ireland.
Star pass here to believe that's Argy. Yep.
Ryo out, picking up 4 points for Argentina. Argy Bargy in the process of completing an initial pass as Ryo circulates around on scoring pass number 2.
Oh.
Ryo spins to the inside.
Ryo just bypasses the entire tripod.
Whatever available space there was at the inside of that pack, Ryo used it to full effect. Argy Bargy finally breaks free of the pack for Ireland. Ryo on scoring pass number 3 now with 8 points in hand. And Argentina calls the jam just as Argy Bargy approaches the pack. Argentina able to collect 10 points in total on that jam. They lead by 204 to 73. And we're past the 6-minute mark of the second half. And Powell returns the jammer line against Wari. Jam is underway.
So pack
Wari,
bunching up. Oh.
And Wari able to break through. Lead jammer for Argentina.
Star pass, really nice star pass there to Orla Fitzpatrick.
Yep. So Fitzpatrick in hot pursuit of Wari. Wari on a scoring pass. Trying to get past McGraw and Powell, who's turning into a jammer after turning into a blocker after being the jammer. Orla Fitzpatrick collects 4 points for Ireland. Pack at a standstill. Entrance of turn 3.
Maki does a good job just knocking Orla to the outside.
So Powell draws back, tries to take out Maki to help Powell. Or help Fitzpatrick, I'm sorry.
Wari just laying out Bernie there.
Definitely some physicality in the pack.
Very physical.
Fitzpatrick mired at the rear of the pack.
Thorne doing a big drawback here on Wari. Fitzpatrick now getting through.
So Fitzpatrick 8, Wari 8. Wari calls the jam at almost the exact moment the Fitzpatrick reached the back of the pack. So an 8-8 jam.
Yeah, tie jam. If you're Argentina, I'm not sure why you run that, given the differential.
Yeah, if you're trying to rebuild that to help your cause, maybe not the best way to pursue that. So Florida, the jammer line against Snowden of Ireland. Florida, Argentine jammer. And Floor, most forward progress, shrugs off Sarah McMillan, picks up lead for Argentina. Jammer star has been passed to
Dana Scurry.
Dana Scurry, first time receiving the helmet cover.
Yeah.
And that'll force a quick call off of the jam by Floor. 4-0 to Argentina. They lead 2:16.81. We are at 3 minutes remaining in the second half.
So last 3 jams, Ireland passing the start every time. I think they've passed the star more often than they haven't in this half.
Ryo to jam against spin. Ryo takes some hits at the front, breaks through, lead jammer for Argentina. Spin trying to break free of the Argentine tripod as Ryo is around on the scoring pass. Ryo eludes Thorne, and that's 4 points for Argentina. Excuse me, that was a low cock. Excuse me.
Oh, Ryo, really nice move on the outside. Persephone laying out. Spin. And a track now on spin.
So that's got to put Argentina on the power jam.
Yeah, 4th power jam given up by Ireland in this game. In this half.
That score stands Argentina 228, Ireland 81. And we have less than 2 minutes left in the game. This may conceivably be the last jam, depending on how quickly lead is established and called. Floor the jammer for Argentina, starting on the power jam. Floor out. And lead jammer for Argentina.
So 5 leads in a row for Argentina, which they haven't had since the first 5 jams of the game.
And Floor easily through the inside of the pack, collecting 4 points. Blockers reassembling at the entrance of turn 1. Floor on a second scoring pass. Completes it. That's 8 points on the jam for Argentina.
Star pass to Dana Scurry.
And Scurry spins out of the pack and is eligible to score points as well.
Oh, incredible there at the top of the pack where Capitan Barbosa does this great clear for Floor to get through.
So 10 seconds left on the period clock. Unless somebody decides to call timeout, that was the last jam of the game.
And a timeout being called by Argentina. A crash course timeout.
A crash course timeout with 2 seconds remaining on the period clock. And it was called by Argentina.
Yeah. The coach Optimus quad came into the center, wanting to extend that lead. Come out of this with a higher ranking and strength factor, setting them out nicely for day 2.
We do not yet know what is in store for each of these teams tomorrow. That will be determined at the end of the day's play today. And when action resumes, Wari will be the jammer for Argentina against Malice in Chains of Ireland. And it's the last jam. The last jam.
The final countdown.
Jam is underway. Wari able to break away from the jammer line first, and Wari is through, lead jammer for Argentina.
Now the longest streak of leads.
Yeah. Wari into the pack, picks up some points. That's 4. Wari now on a second scoring pass. Malice in Chains still to complete an initial. And Wari is through. 8-0 to Argentina at this point. Malice in Chains picking up the penalty. And that's got to put Argentina on the power jam.
Yeah, last time Malice was out, also picked up a penalty.
Wari completes a 4th scoring pass, 16 on the jam. And so the minute of jam time to run. Less than 10 seconds remaining to the penalty to Malice in Chains. Wari, a 5th scoring pass. And Wari gets sent to the ref lane. Some equipment went flying. Jam is called. And that is the end of the game. 3 more points for Wari. A total of 19 on that jam for Argentina. They finish the game. An unofficial final score, 259 to 81.
Yeah, really good effort here from Ireland coming back from that first half. So 26 points scored in that first half. 55 points scored in that second half. Argentina, however, more than doubling up their first half points, 113, and adding onto it 146. So both of these teams improved on points in this half, but they did much better than that 2018 result.
Yes, that's true. I mean, and I think that'll put Ireland in good stead.
Yeah.
That last jam, we'll see how crucial that last jam was for Argentina, picking up 19 points.
Yeah.
That might have moved the decimal point a couple places.
Yeah.
In the rankings.
Yeah, 100%. Both of these teams did fantastic. Argentina really looking strong out there, looking to be in that top 10 contention again. And we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think they have a good opportunity to do so.
Yeah.
So, we're getting ready to do the handshake laps here on track number 2. We have an official final score.
All right, so we're heading out now.
That has been game number 12. Argentina 259, Ireland 81. I am Biff Mix-a-Lot.
I'm Unka Boom.
And we will see you later.